saying that the favourite for the Joshua rematch with Ruiz is Cardiff. Is that still the case?
Still the case, yeah. I mean, doesn't mean that another venue won't get it, but certainly.
What percentage would you say that it's going to be in the UK rather than in the US? Rather than specific venues?
60%, 65%. Something like that.
That's what we'll go with.
You always ask me that. I say these and then
because they're good.
Go to America and then someone goes, "You said it was 65%." I say, "No, I didn't want to say, but I don't know." Yeah, I think it's definitely the front runner.
Brilliant. Well, we thank you for your time.
No worries.
Look forward to the presser.
Wow. What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News. And I was letting you guys hear a portion of an interview by Seconds Out, shouts out to them, about the Joshua Ruiz rematch. And it is 65% likely that it's going to be in Cardiff, Wales. Okay, now, what made Eddie Hearn say 65 instead of 50-50 is not really promising that it could be over here on this side of the pond at this point. Now, I know they've been going back and forth. I know there's been certain resistance, and Al Heyman with Andy Ruiz dicking them around and, not really trying to give in to those demands. But as I made a video earlier today, they have to do it. Regardless of what I feel about it personally, they still have to do it. But it shows, I would like to know what percentage of Joshua wants this to be in Cardiff versus here. Again, I really don't care where it's at. But at the end of the day, I think, and like I knew, that Eddie Hearn would push for that UK venue or somewhere in the UK. It's a poor decision, though. If you look at it in terms of Eddie Hearn and how he feels about it, he thinks, well, that's the advantage. See, here's the problem. This is what I can see. Let's say it's in Cardiff, which I don't care where it's at. But let's say if it's in Cardiff and, Ruiz signs the dotted line, the rematch happens, and Joshua still gets beat. Then there will be no excuses. So for that reason, it would be a good thing, right? Because then everyone will say, well, the style that Ruiz had, Anthony Joshua could not handle. That style is his kryptonite and he's Superman, right? So that's what that is. But here's the downside. The downside to that is if Anthony Joshua wins, there will always be, why did it have to be over there? Why couldn't you go back to where you lost it from to retain it there? Then all the TUEs and all them rumors. See, we have American rumors, right? But now we also had the TUE rumors also, right? So that will come about. And that will look very bad. Of course, rumors are rumors, but just letting everyone know that that's prone to happen before it happens. So he gets over there and he does beat Andrew Ruiz on his own turf. Like, okay, what do you fight a third time? And if you do, where do you fight that at? You go back, you come over to America, But it doesn't show that you're comfortable fighting anywhere in the world. It doesn't show that. Eddie Hearn, I can understand what he's doing. He's doing that because he feels that there's some leverage in Anthony Joshua fighting in the UK. The only thing that I can see that benefits him in the UK versus over here is the time difference. There's no difference. I don't believe in all that bullshit. That's why I don't care where it's at. I don't care if this shit happened in Iceland, okay, or the North Pole. I don't care where it's at. Because if these guys are at their best, it doesn't matter where they are. If they win, that means they were the better man on that day. That's it. Now, it just shows that Eddie Hearn is trying to extend all of his power and resources and leverage to get a fight in the UK to get it where he wants to go. But little does he know, it could cost him a lot of credibility, especially with DAZN. Because you got to remember, DAZN is that particular platform that Anthony Joshua fights on. Okay? He represents Sky Sports, Matchroom, and DAZN, right? DAZN expects high, top quality fights, right? Now, who's to say it can't be on DAZN? It could still be, because Dillian White and Oscar Rivas was on DAZN. So that could be the case. But I think for the American platform, they're going to want that fight in America. That's what I'm thinking, you know. But it just does not look good for the overall stigma of Anthony Joshua. You know, you get beat over here, then you run back home and want to fight over in the UK. Like, that's, you know, I mean, is that's your strength? I mean, what is that? You're harnessing this strength, you're gathering this strength. You know what I mean? You're supposed to show that you're a champion all over the world. That's where I stand on that. And it's shitty because, you know, I clearly recall Anthony Joshua saying he wants it there. So the question lies, if Eddie Hearn is saying that, hey, it's a 65% likely it's going to be over here in the UK, in Cardiff, Wales. And then you see Anthony Joshua. He comes earlier and says, hey, I want it in the UK. Who has what power? Okay. You know, is it one of those things where Eddie Hearn really has the power and then he's trying to convince everyone that he don't have the power? Because that's what it seems like. It's like, oh, well, Anthony Joshua has the final say so. But then if he says it's up to you, okay, well, who the fuck do I believe? Anthony Joshua saying it's up to you, or Eddie Hearn telling the public, well, it's really up to Anthony Joshua? You see what I mean? That's one of those things that you have to look at, like, well, really, who's running who? Right? Is Anthony Joshua the boss? Or is Eddie Hearn the boss? Or is Eddie Hearn convincing everyone that he's not the boss and really the boss? Or is Eddie Hearn convincing Anthony Joshua that he's the boss and he's really not the boss? You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where you really got to think about, because we clearly heard Anthony Joshua say, I want it in Madison Square Garden. So why the fuck are we talking about Cardiff, Wales and Nigeria and, you know, and Wembley? And why are we talking about that when he wants to? Why are we fussing and fighting about fucking venues? It makes no sense to me whatsoever that we're still squabbling around about venues. Sure, I can understand you want to make your mind up, but you've already let the public know that you want that fight to be in Madison Square Garden, the mecca of boxing, the fucking same venue that changed your life forever. Why don't you go back there and make amends? That's what I'm saying. So that's what we have. You guys tell me what you think about Eddie Hearn, 65% sure that it will be in Cardiff, Wales. Where you think it should be, of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.